Do you want to record both your screen and your webcam simultaneously for free? Then stick around because this video is going to show you how to do exactly that. Hey, it's Logan from Music for Makers, and in this tutorial video, you're going to learn how to make a tutorial video. Yes, it's very meta, and we're going to be using two programs that came with your Mac. Yes, I said Mac, which means if you're on Windows or Linux or any other operating system, this video might not really be very useful to you. Now, feel free to still follow along, but I just want to be clear about that. So again, we're going to be using two programs that came with your Mac. Those are Quicktime, which you may know as a media player, but it actually records your screen, your webcam, and audio as well. And then we're also going to be using iMovie. Now, we're going to be using these two programs so that we can record your screen, record your webcam, and then stitch those together in a really sleek and professional looking tutorial video format. So I think that's enough of an intro. Let's just jump in and get to work. Okay, let's begin by opening QuickTime Player. And once you have that open, click File, New Movie Recording. Now you'll see when you do this, you'll start being recorded via your webcam. Now, once you have that open, you can change the settings to the right of the record button here by clicking the arrow and selecting your camera. So the default is going to be your computer camera, but you can also, if you have an external camera that maybe is better quality, you can plug that in and select that here. Same thing goes for the microphone, and then you can select the quality of the recording. So I'm just going to minimize this here, because next we need to record our screen. So the way we're going to do that is go back to File, and this time we're going to say New Screen Recording. And again, you can select a few settings here. So you can actually change and say don't record audio, which might seem like the best thing to do since you're already recording audio through your webcam. However, later on we're going to sync these two videos up, and I like to have both audio tracks so that we can get a really perfect match for that. So again, you can change. If you have an external microphone, you can select that here, and then you have this option to show mouse clicks, which can be useful if you're recording tutorial videos. It allows you to kind of show users exactly what you're clicking on as you're doing it. So that's basically all the settings for the screen recording. Once you click record, you'll see this message that you can either just click and it'll start recording the entire screen, or you can click and drag and just record part of the screen. So this really just depends on what you're trying to do, but do keep in mind that, especially since we're going to be editing this later in iMovie, you want to try to keep a 16:9 ratio, which would be like 1920 by 1080, which is 1080p, common HD resolution. You want to try to keep that just because iMovie is a little bit limiting in terms of resolutions for creating video content. So basically, we're just going to, for this example, I'll just click and record the entire screen. So after you click it, you'll see that it starts recording. Now, simultaneously, if we want to record this webcam, what we're going to do is click record, and now we are recording two things at once. We're recording from the webcam, and we're also recording this screen. So what you definitely want to do is minimize this or move it off screen, or do something, because you don't want this to be showing up in your screen recording, because we're going to be combining the two later and it would just be kind of distracting and a mess. So I'm just going to minimize this, and then you can perform your tutorial, do whatever you want, and then when you're finished, you go up here to the stop button, and there is your screen recording. So you want to do the same thing here. Open this, remove your recording back up, and tell it to stop. And now we have our two recordings, our webcam and our screen recording. So you can drag this through, you can watch if you want, but essentially the next step is we want to save these. So you can say Command S and save it wherever you want. For this, I'll just say overlay. So it's going to save that to my desktop. For this one, you can say screencast. So I almost forgot that we can actually record the screen of another device as well using QuickTime. So for example, an iPod Touch or an iPad or an iPhone. You just have to plug it into your computer, and then you go to File and Movie Recording rather than Screen Recording. We're going to say Movie Recording, and instead of seeing me, we want to see my phone. So what we're going to say is down under Settings. Now we see my iPhone is attached, so we select that. And now we can see my phone here. The next step is going to be to open iMovie. Once you open iMovie and create a new project, you'll see this screen, which you may be familiar with. If not, don't worry, it's pretty easy to use. So to begin, we're going to take the recordings that we just saved, and you can just drag them into this media library. You can also click that import media button if you like. I just find dragging to be a lot easier and faster. And once we've done that, then we want to drag them into the timeline down here. So first we're gonna drag the screencast, and then we're gonna drag the webcam recording on top of it because it's going to be laying on top of the screencast, so it needs to be above it. Now once you've done that, you'll see that you can't even see the screencast, that your webcam takes up the whole video, and that's because of our overlay settings. So that's this little icon here. What you wanna do is make sure instead of cutaway, we have picture in picture. And now you can see the screencast below, and you can see this little cutaway here. Now you can resize if you want it to be bigger or smaller. You know, it's really kind of up to you. You can do a lot of things too in terms of, you know, how it shows up. If you want to crop it, you can crop it and make it a little bit tighter on your face. So that's how that would look. But essentially that's the process. Now, next, we're going to make sure that the audio matches up. So essentially, it looks like this one's a little bit longer, so we can start by trimming. And really what we want to do here is look for the peaks. We want to match up the peaks. So let's see, I need some audio here.
You click it, you'll see that it starts. Now we are now
Okay, so I have found the matchup point. So you can see that these wave files look pretty similar here, the waveforms that is. And you basically just want to drag until you get kind of a perfect match of the voice.
And now we are recording.
Now that's really close. There's kind of some weird phasing going on.
And now we are recording.
And I think that's pretty much as good as we're going to get. So the next step is you want to trim both files so that they are perfectly aligned. So select the bottom file because that's the longer one here, and you can say Command B, and that'll split it. You can zoom out here. So this whole first section is just kind of me recording and talking, and we don't need that, so we can click and click delete. And now here at the end is the same situation because we only want part of the video that is matched up together. So again, we select at the end here and hover in the right spot, Command B, and that divides it. You can delete the end. Now we only need one audio track. Since these were both recorded with the internal microphone, it doesn't matter which one we pick. I'm going to remove the track from the screencast because I do want the audio to look perfect, you know, for the video recording here. So now that audio is there, basically you can be done at this point if you want. You know, if we play.
Just minimize this or move it off screen or do something because you don't want this.
So if that's what you're going for, that could be where you stop. And then you can export by saying this little share icon and then clicking file, and then you can save that to your desktop or wherever you like, and then upload it to YouTube or wherever you want. But there are a few embellishments you can make to make this even better. You can enhance your thumbnail here just by clicking this magic button. It basically, you know, automatically enhances everything. But you can also enhance your screencast video with various things such as, you know, you can add titles. You have all these preset titles, so you could add a title right at the beginning, tutorial video. So now that when you start the video,
and now we are recording,
you have that overlay. Obviously, you know, you can change that if you want to change the font, you can make it bold, change the color, all of that. You can also add transitions. There's all these, you know, transitions to choose from. And then finally, you can enhance it with audio. So iMovie actually comes both with, you know, a bunch of sound effects and then theme music as well, although these are your options right here. You know, it's pretty limited and it's a little stale, if you ask me. But the alternative is you can use music from a royalty-free library. So I actually run a royalty-free music library called Music for Makers, and that's where I post all my music that you can use in your videos. They're safe for YouTube, so you won't get any kind of copyright notices or anything like that. But basically, you can go on here and you can license an individual song, or if you want, you can unlock every song with my unlimited plan. It's a very economical option. But that's basically, you know, kind of the best choice in my opinion, just because you get, you know, a lot better music that way. It's not going to be overused like the iMovie library. But anyway, regardless of what you use, once you have a song that you want to use, you can either drag one of these and put it there, but I don't want to do that because that's not very good. But you can also add your own. So if we go back to the media library, I'm going to drag in one of my own songs called Runaround, and now we can drag this to the very bottom. And we're going to want to turn it down because it's going to be background music. So we turn that down, and then if you play it.
And now we are recording two things at once. We're recording from the webcam, and we're also recording this screen.
So that's just another way to kind of, you know, add a little more polish to your videos and make them a little more professional and engaging. Once you're done, you go up to, well, let's trim this first of all. So we're going to trim that, and then just an easy way to kind of end a song early is just to create a fade like that. So once we do that, we go up to the share icon, say file, and this is where you can kind of select, you know, you can name it, add a description, you can select the quality, and then you say next, and you can save it wherever you like. And then once that's done, you can upload it to YouTube, Facebook, I mean, wherever you're wanting to use the video, that's your finished product. So that's really all there is to making better, more professional screen recordings for free using your Mac. If you enjoyed this video, first, please hit that subscribe button so you can get more videos like this, and then also drop me a comment down below and tell me what you plan to make using this method. Until next time, I'm Logan from Music for Makers. Now go make something awesome.